Oh my goodness. So you know it's bad when even Fox News is calling out your BS. And that's exactly what happens. You have Pete Hegseth, okay, drunken Pete Hegseth, go on Fox News with Laura Ingraham. And he thought it was going to be a friendly interview. And for the most part, it was. But there were certain points in the interview where Laura Ingraham gave him some pushback. And you could see on his face, he wasn't having it. One such example is when Laura Ingraham reels him in with, you know what, the Democrats are saying that you guys want martial law, and that's what you guys want. Is that what you guys want? Is that what Trump wants?
The question of martial law keeps getting raised by the left, that Donald Trump and Pete Hegseth, they want to impose martial law as authoritarians would. Mm-hmm.
And Pete Hegseth is practically foaming at the mouth from this softball, and he's talking about, oh, we don't want martial law. We just want to uphold the Constitution and do it legally and everything, and that's why we're going to put in troops to stop what's going on.
To that, I say, look at Los Angeles. They said the exact same thing. Oh, look, 4,000 troops, California National Guard. Oh, look, the Marines. You can't put in the Marines. What? The intentions of this president is to establish law and order using legal and lawful and constitutional means, which he completely has. And you know what? You know why they don't like him? He's got the guts to do it.
Come on now, dog.
And naturally, Laura Ingraham asked, well, how long is it going to take? Because that's usually what you're asked when you go into any type of mission. Anything that you do, right? You have an in date, you have an out date, right? Even with trading, even with any type of investing. So that's what she asked. A very simple question. You can see Pete Hegseth's face just changed. He's like,
federal marshals. I'm going to bring in the park police.
How long will
we're going to control them.
All right. Okay. It's going to be one of those interviews because it's a simple layup question. And you want to know what this fool responds with? I don't know.
Federal marshals. I'm going to bring in the park police.
How long will
we're going to control them. Who knows? Who knows?
Do you understand how dumb you have to be to to completely fumble a layup question? You're telling me that you agree with putting troops, in U.S. territories and, in cities and everything, but you have no idea of when you're going to exit? I find that interesting because it's often similar to, it seems, to our military tactics, where it's like, hey, we're going to go in Afghanistan, we're going to go in Gaza, we're going to Pakistan, we're going to all these places. Okay, so what's the exit strategy? Exit? We don't need no stinking exit. Who said anything about exit? I don't know. That's what it seems like their mindset is. That's what their mind is. They don't plan anything. It's just, we're just going to do off the rip. And that's what kills me when people say it's 60 chess. So naturally, as he's talking about, he doesn't know, we're just going to make sure that, things are followed, blah, blah, blah. She says, she stops him right there and says, well, it costs money. Right? Like, this isn't just an all-expensive, paid trip, right? Especially from people who are constantly talking about, we've got to balance the budget. We're trillions of dollars in debt. This fool is talking about, well, I don't know. We're going to stay there until we feel like it. And she brings them back to reality. Like, people are watching this. This costs money, right? So what's happening here?
Who knows? How long? What is the?
Well, it costs money, right?
Sure, it does.
It costs money, and the question is, are you there for a year? Are you there for 6 months? And when the troops pull out, what happens?
So of course he goes, well, it's going to be conditional. Okay, it's going to be conditional. Conditional on what? Like, what are your metrics of exiting? Do you want, as far as law enforcement, are there certain areas that have to be under control? What does control look like? Do you want the crime rate to be a certain level in these areas? Like, what does any of this mean?
Pull out, what happens?
I would call this conditions-based. I would say it's a situation where we're here to support law enforcement.
He's just gung-ho about all of this. And this is how this administration is. They're just firing from the hip and be like, well, if it works, good. If it doesn't work, well, then we'll adjust. And it's like, that's how you destroy economies. Not even economies. That's how you destroy countries. Like, there's no thought or reason with any of their actions. And Laura Ingraham, whether she knows it or not, just exposed that. Damn. Then it gets to the New York Times article where they allege, they have classified documents that says that Trump has put out a directive to go into Mexico because they're talking about the cartels. And Ingraham brings this up.
Yeah, saying Trump secretly signed a directive to go into Mexico.
And this dingleberry Hegseth confirms this but then tries to backpedal. He says, well, that shouldn't have gotten out. Well, if, any type of information like that shouldn't be, reported on.
That material like that, true or not, should never be released.
Come on, man.
And it's like, bruh. So what you're saying is that New York Times sources are accurate. That's essentially what he's saying. Because at first you want to say, well, I'm not going to report on New York Times. We're not going to, comment on that. But you just then did comment on it. And you let us know that their sources are accurate, that this reporting is accurate, that in fact he did say that. But the irony in all of this and the hypocrisy is that they're constantly talking about, if you're doing any type of trafficking, we're going to get you. If you're doing any type of child trafficking, we're going to stop you, okay? We are serious about stopping these cartels and yada, yada. And it's like, bruh.
This is something we're not lying down anymore. If you're trafficking in drugs, you're trafficking in people, you're trafficking in violence that affect the American people, that's unacceptable, and the Defense Department's going to be a part of solving that.
What? Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Enzo.
Doc.
I'm Mia.
So Mia, the newest member of the Man Cave, Mia's going to start coming on Wednesdays. What do you think about what Pete Hegseth was saying on the Fox interview?
I mean, I in general don't like Pete Hegseth, so every time he speaks, I tune him out. I feel like he needs to stop drinking the nips when he goes on television.
For sure, for sure. Enzo, what did you think? Do you think Pete Hegseth did a good job, or you think he should have been more prepared?
I'm going to demonstrate to you what I thought about that entire interview with Pete Hegseth. Banging my head against the wall. Let the DUI hire go. Don't like him. I never did. Biased when it comes to that position. We had Mad Dog, so nobody else is going to fill the shoes of Mad Dog. And he is worst.
For sure.
Come on, Pete.
That's two Pete Hegseth clips. We had the lady on that was on with Pete Hegseth the other day. Doc, what do you think about that? Do you think that Pete is good for the Department of Defense? I mean, he was in the National Guard, but I don't think he was active.
I don't know if he's good for the Department of Defense. They shouldn't put him on interviews and set him out here to articulate himself, because that clearly can't be good for the Department of Defense. So, even if he has a solid plan, he makes himself look bad when he gets out here and he's, kind of answering those questions in the way he's answering and, dancing around and looking like he's incompetent, to say the least. So that can't be good. So even if you have a solid plan, putting somebody incompetent in front of the camera makes it look like a bad plan. For sure, for sure.
So somebody predicted that Trump was going to do this and it was going to spread to other cities. I'll let y'all see who the person that predicted it.
I've just met with too many families whose lives have been totally torn asunder. So it's not an intellectual exercise for me. They are targeting California. They're going after the state like no other state in America. And it is a preview for all of you, a preview for things to come. This is America's coming attraction. What's happened all across this state, the weaponization of grievance, what's happened with the nationalization of the Guard, that's a national order, not an order for LA that can occur any day, anywhere. This has to be called out. So it's a moment for all of us to be held to a higher level of accountability.
Doc, we got two friends in LA. Do you feel like this is necessary? Was it necessary in LA? Is it good that it's spreading? Is it bad?
Those motherfuckers ain't gonna be affected. And I don't know, maybe in LA it was necessary. I mean, them boys was throwing bird scooters off of the on-ramp at the police. So the police might have needed some help there. But I think in general, I don't think that this would be the way he should do it, because I don't think that's what the National Guard is for. Just like police in the streets. I think he should have come up with some policy or sat down with police and figured out some way to, fix the police department. I'm glad that he's attempting to do something. You know what I mean? That's a positive thing. But I think what he's doing, I don't think that would be the way I would want it to go.
For sure. Enzo, what about you?
Oh, I think it's completely necessary at the end of the day. Well, it was necessary in LA. I think it's necessary in DC. DC is our capital at the end of the day. If we're having crime like how it's been for the last couple of years in DC, and all the crime that hasn't been reported, like I don't want to go off the statistics whatsoever, because there's plenty of evidence to prove that at least 60% of violent crimes don't go reported. The police departments don't report those statistics to the FBI. So for them to sit there and say that it's a 30-year low is absolutely ludicrous at the end of the day, when they don't even have the full numbers, because no department in the United States gives 100%. So when I was in DC, I'm going to speak from my anecdotal experience when I was there. You could just walking around at night, I did not feel safe there. I'm going to be honest. During the day, same thing. I did not really feel that safe there. It's the same thing when I go to New York. I don't feel safe in New York. And for that to be our capital city, it should be a model city where there should practically be no crime at the end of the day. That is our capital. That is where the president lives. That's where all the federal buildings are. That's how it should be in my eyes. So by putting the National Guard there to clean up the streets for however long it is, from what I've heard, they should only be there for a month and then they can extend it. Who knows? Whatever it takes to clean up DC and get the homeless people off the streets and bring down crime, they need to do so, because obviously the police were not capable of doing that. So for them to step in and alleviate that off the police and get more police officers, retrain them on how they should be doing things, it actually helps and alleviates pressure from the police department in my eyes.
So yeah, you're right that it's 30 days and Trump is trying to skip Congress to make it longer. So I'm gonna play this video and have Mia and King J respond, because even though the mayor is pushing back on Trump, she's complying with everything that Trump says. But